somebody who's easily influenced by this app. If TikTok has made you spend thousands of dollars and buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need, this video is for you.
I am loving this de-influencing trend because it's truly showing us how much consumerism has taken over our brains and the amount of things that we buy that we just simply do not need.
This is my favorite trend of all time. I can't believe we as a collective are finally admitting that overconsumption is getting out of control.
I fall into the same trap where like I needed the next new product or needed to follow the next new trend to feel like the most beautiful with my makeup products or with my next glam that I do, that I needed to have the it product to be relevant. And that's just ridiculous. And
Today, TikTok and consumer culture. You've heard of influencers, but what about a de-influencer? I'm Ahmed Shahabuddin, and on this episode of The Stream, we'll look at the TikTok trend and what it's saying about our online shopping habits and our shifting attitudes towards influencers. As always, you can be part of this conversation. Just put your questions and comments into our live YouTube chat. So obviously, a lot of people reflecting on their habits, as we've said, but I mean, if I'm not mistaken, de-influencing at the end of the day still very much seems like people are trying to influence people's behavior online in terms of how they spend their money. So we've kind of mentioned this point, but I want to share with you an articulate professor who shared it with us. Jonathan sent us this video about the changing identity for influencers and why it's all a bit confusing. Take a listen.
So what we're seeing are influencers becoming de-influencers, but it's a bit of a paradox, really, because you've got influencers who are looking to monetize their social presence. And if we look at the rise of the influencer, that was because content creators, through the democratization of information, quite rightly challenged advertisers and journalists about their opinions. But now we see that the tables have turned and influencers are being challenged about being potentially too money hungry. So I think in reality, what we're going to see is a balancing act where influencers are going to be influencers and de-influencers at the same time. And to me, it's a bit like that old psychology trick where if you tell somebody not to do something, it actually increases their curiosity and desire.
So Eliza, what do you make of Jonathan's comments there? I know that you've recently published this article. Headline really gives it away here. It says de-influencing is a scam, actually, and we've seen this trend before. So what do you make of that?
So first of all, I think Jonathan was very well spoken in his answer, but the problem is that it is true. If you even have 100 followers and you are telling them not to do something and they respect your opinion because you're coming from an authentic place, you have influenced them.